Hello everyone and welcome back to Chaos Creations. I have noticed that the algorithm seems to like videos around about 3 minutes long, so I'll try for that, but I doubt we're going to make it today. So here we have the torso for the Sons of Beermat, and I've given it some spray putty primer over the top, which you've seen in the previous video. Now, I want to do a few things beforehand. You can still see layer lines here, okay? This is a lie, believe it or not. When I sand, you will still see the layer lines, but they'll all be nice and smooth. I stuffed up the first couple of times because I would sand it going, oh damn, I can still see the layer lines. Put some more putty primer on. Oh damn, I can still see the layer, and so forth, and was going on and on and on. Once you sand and so forth, you'll still see the layer lines, but they'll be nice and smooth, and you paint on, it's all perfectly fine. Some harder lines like these ones here may stick out. That's just, it is what it is. Nothing you can do about it. You just do the best you can with, trying to hide it and disguise it. You've also got bits like here where it's got the little layer bits and so forth. For the most part, when the model's down like that, you're not going to see it, and I do smooth it up, also underneath here as well. Now, this was probably the putty primer in the previous videos, and I put 2 layers on. Now, I want to tell you, you've got to wait for the putty primer to dry, and not mean just dry on the outside. This stuff is a powder, so it needs to dry all the way through. When I first started using this, I would go, oh, it's dry, and I'd start sanding it and going, well, why is it crumbling underneath? Once again, it's because it hasn't dried completely all the way through. So, I've left this. I've done 2 layers on it. It's turned out pretty good, I think. And you can see the layer lines there and there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it a nice light sanding. This is Grit 1200. And I'm not going to go particularly hard. I'm just going to, just rub it into those little nooks and crannies that you have. And so forth. Now, while I'm doing this, I want to talk to you about something else that's quite important, and that is safety. Now, you may have seen before, there's a coffee cup over here. For the love of, the dark gods or the sons of Behemoth, don't leave coffee cups out, because the powder from this will get into your coffee cup, and if you drink that, you're ingesting it. Also wear a mask, because this is a powder. It will get on your lungs. And while it does come off, it's not particularly nice, so the less you have, the better. So I've got a breathing mask here. It's not on me because I'm talking, but once I start doing this, by myself, the mask will come on. I'm just doing this for the video at the moment. So what you want to do is you just want to give it a good sanding into places. You don't have to do it all over. I mean, you're going to find that, there are places you just can't get into, but for the most part, I try to give it a nice all-over sand. Now, once you do that, I'd suggest what you do is you get a brush. Do I have a brush here? No, I don't. Just bear with me a second. You get a brush. Make sure it's a clean brush, one you haven't used. I actually have a brush I don't use for anything else but this. And then what you do is you just brush. Just brush off all the gunk and so forth, and all the bits and pieces. Now, this stuff is a bit messy, so make sure. The last thing you want to do is have stuff caked in those grooves or in bits and places and so forth, and then paint and have it fall off. So just get it all out of there. Now, I'm sure you can still see layer lines, oh my goodness, but when you scratch it with your finger, you don't hear the vit, 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 vit sound, because it's all nice and smooth. I would say that if I painted over this, maybe this line here would be the only one I see, okay? Because the rest of it, I can still see it all, but it's going to be, once it gets paint on it, it's going to be next to nothing. You're not going to be able to see it. Now, the other thing I want to tell you is you won't get rid of all the layer lines for the most part. You'll get rid of, I'd say about 90% of them, but there's always going to be some little place that you've either missed, or that's just in a place you just can't get to it, whatever. It's going to happen. Don't lose your nana over it. Adapt and survive. So while I've been sanding this, or while I've been printing this, I've already looked for places and so forth. So on the arms here and so forth, if I've got particularly nasty layer lines, I'm just going to put some, Empire shields and so forth for my bit box. Or, I've got an old wagon, so I might do that as like a backpack and just have like people half hanging off the back of it screaming for help as this giant is running across the battlefield. Things like that. So you play to your strengths. So here on the foot here, it's not looking too particularly good. So that would be a great place for a piece of armor, like, a dead horse strapped to it or something. Be a bit creative. Now it's got these teeth on the side and so forth. They're a bit grainy and gritty. They're going to be my problem. They really are. They will be quite horrible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to really like nurgle them up. They're going to be like looking disgustingly gross and icky. And all those jagged bits are going to look like deliberately stand out like jagged, hard claws of nastiness and so forth. So, while people are looking at it, they're going to go, Jesus Christ, that looks disturbing. Which Chaos God is it? We've got Undivided on the back. We've got Nurgle on the side. We've got a bit of pink and purple for Solanash. Where's the corn factor going on? Oh, there's a corn symbol on there. Oh, my goodness, it's got the whole shebang. So that keeps them busy. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. That's what I do with larger models in general. I try to play to the strengths and, a bit of subterfuge where I can. Anyway, that's me for now. I've gone for about 6-7 minutes of babbling. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sand this afternoon, and then I'll more than likely wait. Now, that said, King Brodd for Sons of Behemoth comes out for pre-order this Saturday. I'll try to purchase one of those if I can afford it, and that gives me enough to make King Brodd and 3 or 4 other warriors. So King Brodd will have the actual body that comes in the kit, and the Manhunter, the Gatebreaker, and so forth, I'll use on these. So I'll get 3 of these, and one of them will be, extra big. Maybe the Gatekeeper with this guy. I think I'd like the Gatekeeper being nice and big and huge. Anyway, you all have a nice day, and I shall catch you later on. This is Chaos signing off. Any questions, please ask. I'm here to help. Bye.